Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So we are live today. Going to be opening up a Dominaria United Collector Booster. I'll be basically databasing the cards in an Excel spreadsheet and then posting them on eBay. The eBay link where the cards will be posted is down below. Me personally, I just really like to open these types of collector booster boxes. There's some just beautiful cards, especially in this Dominaria set. So really happy to start off the channel with this box. And yeah, it's gonna be probably a couple hours. We'll see how much we get through. May not get through the whole box, but I'm gonna take time through each card. Maybe pause and discuss certain aspects of the card if I think they're relevant. I'm not the biggest Magic expert on the planet, but I do draft sometimes, so I want to make sure that I'm providing some commentary over what I'm casting here. So yeah, let's get started. And like I said, just gonna take my time for this. Not really rush. Not in a rush. Just want to make sure everyone gets to see all the cards, gets an understanding of what's in these boxes. The Brothers War set is coming out, or actually I think was just pre-released last week or yesterday. And I have one of those sets coming in just a few days, next week. So I'll probably do one of these once or twice a week, just depending on how sales go on eBay and just general feeling of the different sets as they come out. But I've already opened one of these last week for my birthday, and it was a lot of fun. They have the Lost Legends within Dominaria United, and those Lost Legends are cards from 1994 that they kind of found in a warehouse and opened up and then brought back into this set to distribute to the community. So there's, I think, about a 3% chance of getting one of those. I got those in the last box I opened. So we'll go from there, get started. And like I said, as I go through this, I'm going to be organizing and cataloging the cards as they come out. The packs have been harder to open recently. I don't know why. First coming out. Let's see. Let me try to lift these up a little better. First coming out here, we have our dual land Radiant Grove. Get a nice common card. Great foiling. So this card, and again, I'm probably not going to comment on all of them, but this card in particular, being able to put down a 2 mana, a 2-drop with 3 toughness that can also, for an additional mana, activate a mana of any color. Gives you a lot of different options. I would love this card, and it's also colorless. When you do draft, it's definitely something I like to pick up if I'm doing a deck that has a few different colors in it. Like if you're splashing color, meaning that you have just maybe one or two cards. Maybe you're doing like white and red. Maybe have like a card or two of black. Cards like this really help with kind of evening out the mana spread. The kicker here, so again, all of the commons that come in these boxes are foil. The kicker here, as you can see, the white kicker, this allows you, obviously 3 mana to draw a card is not great, but if you kick it, returning a target creature is basically clearing board and getting 3 life, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If you're running a blue deck, I like it. This one here, Micromancer, this uncommon, basically a 3/3/4 drop. So 3 attack, 3 toughness for 4 mana, blue, 1 blue and 3 generic. And nice foiling on that too. Really pretty cards in this set. And basically allows you to find an instant with 1 mana and just put it right in your deck. There's a lot of great 1 mana spells in Dominaria United, so this card has a ton of value. Not in monetary quantities, but in, let's say, game value. There's those beautiful lands. I love these lands that they came out with here. These nice foiling on these lands. And the lands are worth a little bit. I'm going to set that aside. I'm actually going to sleeve it. The foil lands are worth a little bit. The card that just came up on top, for those watching, this is Sten. Not really worth anything, but this foiling and the kind of showcase, this stained glass showcase, is really beautiful. And let me get an Excel sheet open here. So what I do is I use Scryfall, S-C-R. Actually, I need to open it here. Scryfall is my favorite site to look up cards and cards value. And actually just kind of copy the line item when I find it right into an Excel spreadsheet, so I can just kind of use the hyperlinks that embed and go right into TCG Player to see the value. So let's look for Forest. Yeah, it's about $1.24 for non-foil, $1.52 for the foil. And that's the general market value on TCG Player. So that's what I use. And right now it says $1.50, but usually it takes a day to update Scryfall. It's usually only off a couple cents. So yeah, let's keep going here. This isn't a card I pulled before. Check it out. Quarian Beast Caller. Green. Green rare. Not a lot of value in the rares in this set, but always worth it to check. And the foil isn't even $1, so we're just gonna package this. What I do is I take all the rares. Oh, there's the Silverback Elder. That's awesome to hit that mythic. I actually have this in foil. I take the rares and I put them all together and I register them, and yeah, maybe I'll keep a few that I like, but then I just kind of sell them in bulk on eBay, just a basic bulk auction. So that was the Beast Caller. So let's focus on the card we just pulled. The Silverback Elder, this mythic. Let's check the price. I have the foil, which should be around $16, $15. But we'll see with this one. Again, really nice. The foil is really pretty though, by the way. So this one is number 418. So the base card market value is $11.75. So let's sleeve this up and put it in a hard case. Hard shell pile there. But maybe, let's see. This one. Yeah. We can come back to these later. So this card I actually used in Magic. This is Tura. Yeah. And beautiful foiling. Again, with the showcase. It's a flying legendary. It's a 3/3. It's a 5-drop. You need a white in there, 2 blues. But if you have a spell deck, this just fills the board with white soldiers, and it's just an awesome card to have out on the battlefield. So, yeah. So the next card up, that's going to be one of the commander cards. It's an etched foil. I love these etched foil cards. They look amazing. card. Let's see what's underneath that. Raya is the claw. This is Roga, Carekeep Overlord. Beautiful card. Again, if you have a Cobalt deck in Commander, this is great. I don't really play much Commander. Let me see if there's any value to this one, because I haven't seen it before. Nope. We'll just put it in our Commander set. Rivaz Showcase 314. Another really nice rare showcase. That's going to end the that pack. Book about even on that pack, I'd say. This is King Darien. I think I got this in the other pack a couple times actually. Just these, you know, you used to get these cards back in the day and it'd be shocking, but now there's just a lot of them. But this one's very pretty. I really like the stained glass showcase on these rares. Other creatures you control get +1/+1, which is just amazing for a 3 mana. Is it a 2/3? Yeah. And then he creates soldiers on top of that. Just a really powerful card in draft. If you run a green-white. What I do is I record all the rares that I get. So I put the list, a link to the list actually in the eBay auction so people can see exactly the rares they're getting, if they're foil. I don't do any of the Commander stuff. I don't sell really much of the Commander stuff, but for the main set rares, I like to make sure I keep track of what I'm getting. So that is pack 1. Dual-sided token, Power Stone on the other side. So, take these. In another set. I also do an auction for all the common and uncommons that I get, because they're all foil, all of them. The last box I had about 90 or so. So if anyone's building a standard deck and needs Dominaria United cards and wants the foils, you can get a lot of the common cards that you may use in building a deck or building a cube really cheap in the draft. So the first one, let's see. So I never got to play this card yet. As you can see, the art is okay. 3/1/3 drop, a 2-cost kicker. So basically, you pay an additional 2, so it's 5 mana overall, with one of those having to be a red and one having to be a white. And it's not a great card to play if you don't kick it. But if you do, you get to create 2 1/1 white soldier tokens, which is awesome. And all the creatures you control have haste, which actually, even if it was kicked or not, may give this some pretty good value. I haven't really played it or had it played yet, but again, I'm not playing Arena or Magic with my friends every day, so hard to know. Let's see here. This is a 4-drop instant, 4 mana instant. If you pay 6, creatures also gain trample. I don't know, it's a lot of, I like little instants, I like cards I can play with a little mana, with a little few lands I may have left when it's not my turn. This beautiful wooded ridgeline here. Another dual land. Really pretty when it's foiled. That art is just fantastic. Let's see here. There's a lot of text on here. I have played this before. I'm not really going to go into this too much. I've never been a big fan of cards that let you remove a card from your opponent's hand. I mean, it's just very situational to have value, especially for 2 mana. Alright, we're getting into the good stuff here. Cleaving Skyrider. Flash, meaning you can play it at instant speed. It's a 3-drop, it has flying, it's a 2/2. And if you kick it, so if you play it for 6, when you throw it on the battlefield, then it will deal damage to a target. And X is the number of attacking creatures. So if you're attacking a lot, there's a lot of blockers, you're trying to get damage through, or you're just trying to get rid of something on the board and you have a lot of extra lands. I mean, situational, not a great power and toughness for 3 mana. But it can help you out in certain situations. Another beautiful island. These also have value. I think they're also around $1.50. few listings up for all these different lands, so just gonna add to that inventory on eBay. Well, that's a token. We can move that to the side. Let's see here. Here's our rare, one of our rares. Amada, Primeval Warden. It's a 3/4 with reach for 4 mana for a green-black deck. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. When you do, create a 1/1 Saproling creature token. And if you sack a Saproling, this thing gets 2/2. If you sack 2, what you have to tap 2 mana to do that, you get to draw a card. So a lot of different opportunity here to play this card in various ways, especially if you get it drafted. If it's like, the first rare in your pack, I mean, you're going green-black. Let's see any value on that. Silver Scrutiny. So that's extended art. Rare. Not non-foil. Aaron, just happens to be my son's name as well. Let's see here. Aaron Penella's Ruin. Menace. 3/3 for 3 mana. Pretty good card. 3/3 with Menace for a black and white deck. Another commander card. And there's our another legendary. We got 2 squeeze underneath that. Interesting. So, again, I don't play a lot of commander. Anytime you get a planeswalker, it's definitely exciting. But I know this is worth a couple bucks. Let's leave it up, get it in the database. And I only, I'll hard case like this Silverback Elder. I'll do this for cards, usually worth above $5. If I send them out, everything gets a hard case. Well, everything except bulk. Then again, it's an etched foil, this card here. Sieve Civitri. Yeah, around $2.15. And 2 squeeze. I don't need to check those. Impulse. This is a great little instant. Again, a little 2-drop instant. Allows you to look at the top 4 cards of your library and you put one of them into your hand. So basically it gives you card draw, a lot of different selection in the first 4 cards. You can basically put the rest at the bottom. So, and beautiful foiling on this card. Again, I like to pay attention to the commons because in draft you get to see a lot of them. I think draft is the way Magic's meant to be played. Dual land there. Another nice instant, white instant, 2 mana. This is a beautiful card. Really beautiful. And it features Sarah, who's one of the characters in this set. Choose one, you get to destroy a target creature with toughness 4 or greater or destroy an enchantment. So there's so many different ways to pump characters to 4 toughness very quickly, and having this in your starting hand just gives you a little safety. There's another dual land. A nice uncommon called Conscript. It enters tap, which is interesting. I mean, it can't block when you enter it, but generally it should be a first turn drop. And then when it dies, you can tap 2 and bring it back into the battlefield if another creature that's not a skeleton died. So it can come back and only under your control. So it can come back on the battlefield. Pretty flexible 1-drop here. That's why it's an uncommon. The Shin of the Fountain. A 4/4 flyer for 6. It also really synergizes well with sorceries, as you see. There's another island for us. I'll talk about Maria in a second. Let me get this sleeved up. just such beautiful art. These artists in this set. Oh, and we have a legendary underneath that. Beautiful. It can tap for mana if you tap an artifact, and then you can allows you to exile the top card of your library if you tap 2. So it really synergizes well with artifacts, and just is a beautiful card. Really, really well done. So let's look at the Sphinx. I actually haven't pulled this yet. Now this is just the base. Again, we'll cover what's underneath it after. The Sphinx is a 5-drop, 5/5 mythic with flying and ward 2. And really nice card with the foiling. And it has domain. So these cards, again, in draft, if you take risks and take a bunch of different lands into your deck, and these domain cards, if you have a bunch of different land, and the max is 5, you know, if you basically not the land cards you have, so it's not like per dual land, but the number of lands like that you can tap, basically basic land types among the lands you control. So if you have 5 basic lands, then you reveal 5 of the top cards of your library, and then your opponent separates those into 2 piles, and you put 1 in your hand and 1 in the graveyard when it deals damage. So a bit of complexity there, but a 5/5 flyer with ward, even without the domain, is a good card, you know. So the domain just adds that mythic element to it. So let's take a look. So yeah, foil mythic, 65 cents. Not something highly desired. So we'll include this with our rares, also Maria as well. Speaker, again, 2-drop, 1/3. Gotta love 3 toughness on a 2-drop. And you can tap to add 1 mana. This is a great card. And then you can tap it to take a land, make it a 3/3 with haste until the end of turn. Which is, I mean, this thing, very powerful card. Couple legendaries, a couple mythics here, sorry, 3 mythics to end the pack. Look at that. 3 mythics to end the pack. Now, I actually pulled this in its foil etch version, which also didn't have much value. Again, my knowledge of Commander is pretty limited, so I'm just going to set this aside. Let's look up Tetsuo. And the foil etched. Take a better look at that. Foil goes for about $1.50 now. Beautiful dual land here. One drop Hammerhand enchantment. And the enchanted creature gets +1/1 in haste. Nice for one drop. Coalition Warbird has enlist, so you can tap a non-attacking creature to get that power into this creature. It's a 4-drop with 3/4 and trample and enlist. It's a very good common for red, in my opinion. Protect the Negotiators. Really nice foiling. Kicker. So it can counter a target spell if your opponent doesn't have a lot of mana to tap, a lot of lands to tap. And if you kick it for an extra white, you create a white soldier token. Okay, some value there. Let's see what's after this. Nice mountain. I play a lot of red, so actually keep the mountain. I play a lot of reds when I draft. Just like red in general. It's aggressive deck. That one is a 1/3 for 3 with enlist. And if it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to a target, which is awesome. Put that on the side. Defiler of Flesh. It's a cool card. This is very beautiful. You can lands, Stained Glass, Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets a creature other than Ivy, you may copy that spell on that creature. That copy targets Ivy. So it basically prevents your opponent from buffing anything, because then Ivy gets buffed too. Doesn't really prevent it, but gives Ivy buffs that your opponent gives to its cards, which is cool. Let's see. And this does have value for a rare. About $1.60. Big hitters yet, but we'll see. Lots of packs to go. They get through another. Probably want to keep this at an hour, so maybe we'll get through one more pack tonight. Defiler of Flesh. 4-drop, black. 2 blacks, 2 generic. 4-drop for 4 with menace. You have to pay life to cost black permanent spells while this is on the battlefield, basically. But they cost less if you paid life that way. And it reduces the amount of black mana you pay. And when you cast a black permanent, so basically anything other than an instant or a sorcery for the most part, a target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains menace, which menace is just so powerful in draft. This is just a great card for black. I know I say that a lot, but you get something like this on the board and it's pretty nasty. Human Shaman coming up. Such a cool card. It has a lot of great effects. I'm not going to cover it all, but it's just really nice. It's another commander card. Another Ivy, non-hollow. Non-foil, I should say. of my coast I know has a little bit of value. We'll hide the lowest card for a moment. And it has value just because the flexibility